Hello and welcome to this Scientific Principles video with Elec Training. This video is on the subject of electronic components. Now the word components simply means parts or pieces of something. So in electronics we usually have a number of small components and they're arranged in a complex way within a circuit. And here is a picture of a circuit board and you can see the different components that are fitted onto it. And they're different shapes and sizes and they have different functions, and we're going to be learning about those components and their functions over the next few videos. What happens in the circuit is tiny electric currents are directed around between the different components, and that enables us to process signals. So the electric current is processing signals, and by arranging the different components together in various combinations and positions, we're able to do different tasks. So in fact there are almost an infinite variety of the different positions and combinations that can be achieved in electronics, and that means that we can do a great deal of different types of tasks using electronics. I want you to think of a city and view the city from above. Now I know a city seems a strange thing to compare electronics to. Electronics are generally very small and cities are very big. But bear with me and you'll see why I'm doing this. So here's a picture of a city just to help us imagine the city, and it consists of a network of streets, and it's linking, all these streets are linking thousands and thousands of buildings, and every building has a function. So they're not all the same function. There's libraries and banks and homes and factories and all sorts of different functions. And people moving between the buildings, driving around in cars between the buildings and getting out and going in and out of different buildings. And the whole thing is just a vibrant, complex, integrated city. And that's a bit like an electronic circuit. So here's a picture of an electronic circuit, and immediately you can see some similarities. Electronic components are like the buildings, and they're connected together on circuit boards with conducting tracks, and they're rather like the streets in a city. They have to be conducting tracks because that's how we conduct the tiny electric currents around the circuit. Most electronic circuits are produced as printed circuit boards or PCBs. Here's a picture of a PCB and you can see the various different components again on the board. So you've got different shapes and sizes and colours, all with their own functions, and that's all produced in a factory. So all the pathways, that's the connecting tracks, the copper tracks, are printed on a plastic board, and then the various components are then fitted onto it in the different positions that are needed. And in this picture we've actually got the front and the reverse of the board. So we've got at the top a printed circuit board with all the components visible, and then at the bottom we've got the reverse view and you can more clearly see the connecting tracks. Now although it is possible to replace individual components and repair a PCB, in fact it's becoming much less common now. It's often faster and cheaper simply to replace the entire printed circuit board rather than try to repair it. Now we're just going to have a look at the differences between electronic equipment and electrical equipment. So we'll have two columns. We've got electronic equipment on the left and electrical equipment on the right, and we'll just think about a few examples of each first of all. So with electronic equipment, there's things like computers, TVs, mobile phones, remote controls. I mean, the list can go on and on. There's many types of electronic equipment. Generally speaking, they're quite small, and certainly the components inside are very small. And then think about electrical equipment. We'd be thinking about things like motors, electric heaters, kettles, electric cookers. So let's now consider the current flows in each of these, because that's the real distinct difference. So in electronic equipment, there are very tiny amounts of current, usually measured in no more than milliamps, but often in microamps or even picoamps. So that's a tiny amount of current flow because we're only using the current as a signal. However, in electrical equipment, there will be much larger current flows, so typically at least half an amp upwards. For example, if you think about a kettle, most kettles probably running on about 10, 11 amps of current, so much higher current flows. And there is a little bit of a crossover between the two because a lot of electrical equipment does contain some electronic components in order to control them. So for instance, an electric cooker would probably have an electronic component or two in there to control the temperature, turning the different elements on and off and so on, and timers, that kind of thing. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of an idea of the differences. Electronic equipment is generally tiny components, tiny amounts of current, and produces signals. The current is signals amongst the different components to carry out a job for us, whereas electrical equipment is usually much larger current flows, and we're using the electricity either to generate heat or to generate movement in the motors, that kind of thing. So that's just a general introduction to electronics, and over the next few videos we'll look at some individual components now and see how they function and what their purpose is. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.